So
vienam.
maybe the guy's a maniac. Maybe he's really an evil dude.
Varbūt tas vīrs patiešām ir manieks.
Maybe you'll never see him again.
Varbūt mēs
Keep distant.
nesatiksimies.
That's fine.
Turieties pa
In your
malu.
mind,
Bet jūsu
you
prātā,
know
jūs
he
zināt,
is not an inherent enemy.
ka viņš nav pašpastāvīgs
Therefore,
ienaidnieks.
you know there's this real human being there who wants to be happy.
Un tāpēc mēs zinām, ka tur ir parasta cilvēciska būtne, kas vēlas
This
būt
is the meaning
laimīgi.
of this equanimity here. It's very clear, very precise.
Un tas ir tas precīzais definīcija, kas ir
A stranger, you might never see them again the rest of your life.
arī svešinieki mēs varam vispārējo dzīvi.
So normally a stranger, we can't even look at them, they're so boring, isn't it?
Mēs uz svešiniekiem pat parasti neraugāmies, ar viņiem ir
Kind of
garlaicīgi.
eye glazes over them looking for a friend somewhere. Oh,
Acis līd pār svešiniekiem, vienkārši meklējot draugus kaut kur.
but you look at them more carefully.
Bet
You
mēs
see a real
raugāmies
living human being there with a beating heart
uz viņiem tuvāk un ieraugām, ka viņi ir
who
cilvēki,
wants to be happy.
kas vēlas būt laimīgi.
Exactly the same as your friend.
Tieši tāpat kā mūsu draugi.
That's the point to get.
Un tas ir tas, kas mums jāspēj.
You won't see them again.
Mēs varbūt viņus nestiksim.
You might avoid the enemy.
Mēs varam izvairīties
You
no
run home to
ienaidnieka
your friend.
un
That's cool.
doties pie draugu. Ar to viss
There's
kārtībā.
karmic connections.
Jo tās ir karmiskās saites.
That's the way it is.
Tā tas ir.
So you work with it.
Un mēs ar to
But in your
strādājam.
mind, you know they are the same from the point of view of wanting to be happy.
Bet savā prātā mēs zinām, ka viņi visi ir vienādi un tajā ziņā, ka viņi visi vēlas būt laimīgi.
That's the equanimity we're trying to get.
Tā ir tā vienlīdzība, ko mēs vēlamies.
Very specific.
Ļoti specifiski.
Are we communicating?
Vai mēs saprotamies?
I'm sure we are. So a really good practice you can do with your friend, I think, a good one.
Un es domāju, ka praktiski, ko jūs varat darīt
You think to yourself, in this, when you finish your meditation on this,
kad jūs beidzat meditāciju,
there's an extra little bit you can add.
tā ir
It's very scary.
mazlietiņa, ko jūs varat pievienot.
You think, even if you leave me tomorrow,
Jūs domājat, man ir tomēr būt rīt.
I really want you to be happy.
Es patiešām vēlos.
That's
lai
leaving
esmu
your head a bit,
laimīgs.
but it's a good, that's what love is up there, but it's a good one to have.
Tas,
Just keep yourself on the alert.
tas jau mums noved pie mīlestības, bet tik un tā tas palīdz mums būt
There's no
modriem,
permanent friend.
jo nav
He can
nekāda
leave you at any
pastāvīga
time,
drauga.
just like Tom did.
Viņš var pamest jūs kurā
So
brīdī
don't
kā
get too
Toms.
carried away.
Tā kā
Don't
neaizrauties.
get too excited.
Nekļūstat pārāk
Or he drops dead on you.
Viņš pat
How dare you.
vienkārši nomirst beigts.
These are facts.
Tie ir fakti.
If you do your market research on this earth, you're going to find big numbers of these, but we don't like to do this kind of survey.
Ja mēs veiksim izpēti, tad uz zemes mēs atradīsim daudz kaudzēm piemēru, bet mēs
But this is
nepatīk
life,
tā
we know
domāt.
it.
Bet tāda ir dzīve. Es to zinu.
So you, in a way too, getting this equanimity towards your friend,
Un savā ziņā,
whom you do want to be happy, whom you do love.
lai attīstītu vienlīdzīgu attieksmi pret draugu, kuru mēs
You can,
vēlamies
even with this equanimity, in loving him,
pat ar šo vienlīdzību viņu mīlot,
you can, in your mind, change your reason for loving him, which is the point here.
mēs varam mainīt to iemeslu, kāpēc mēs viņu mīlam.
Right now, our love is linked to because he makes me happy.
Šobrīd mūsu mīlestība ar viņu ir saistīta tāpēc, ka viņš padara
That's why we don't love enemy and stranger.
Un tāpēc tas ir, kāpēc mēs nemīlam ienaidniekus un svešinieks.
So here you've got your friend,
Bet šeit mums ir
living with your beloved,
dzīvo par savu mīloto,
yeah, whom you do love.
kuru mēs mīlam,
Will change your mind, it change the way you think in your head.
bet mainam to veidu, kā mēs par viņu domājam.
Even if you leave me tomorrow, I still want you to be happy.
Lai tu tomēr arī pamet, es vēlos.
That's so profound, I tell you. Pull the rug from under your samsara.
Tas ir tik ļoti dziļi, tas var izraut to
So
samsāras.
you'll change, it's like loosening the grip of the attachment that binds you to the person.
Tas var padarīt to pieķeršanos daudz mazāku.
You see them as more separate from you.
Mēs varam redzēt to
Which is
cilvēku
true.
skaitu.
They have a relationship with you, yes.
Viņiem ir
But
attiecības ar jums,
attachment treats them as if they're an extension of me, like another limb.
bet pieķeršanās attiecas pret šo cilvēku, kā viņš būtu man kaut kāda papildus pagarinājums.
Doesn't it?
Vai ne tā?
Look at how you see your child.
Tā mēs redzam arī savu bērnu.
And of course in the materialist world, we actually believe we created that child.
Un materiāls skatījumā mēs arī domājam, ka mēs esam radījuši šo
It
bērnu.
literally is an extension of me.
Ka viņš patiesībā ir mūsu
Completely
izpausme.
wrong with this.
Bet tas ir pilnīgi
You
garāk.
kindly give them a body,
Mēs vienkārši esam laipni,
and it's your job to be like a gardener.
un mūsu darbs ir būt kā
To help them
dārzniekam,
grow.
palīdzēt viņam izaugt.
They don't belong to you.
Viņi nepiedara jums.
They're not an extension of you.
Viņi nav jūsu
And that's what
izvēršanas.
attachment thinks.
Bet tas ir tas, ko
So this
piekrist
cuts,
domā.
helps really cut that.
Un tas palīdz to tiešām
And this is
izvērst.
simply having the view that they're equal in their wish to be happy, the enemy, friend and stranger.
Un tas izriet no šīs izpratnes, ka viņa ienaidnieks, draugs, svešinieks vienkārši aizmot laimīgi.
It's more kind of, the mind is more stable,
Un tad prāts ir
more
stabilāks,
relaxed.
daudz atslābinātāks.
Now this leads us in this next sort of series, this series of techniques to this very weird technique, and you just need a calculator for this one.
Un tad mēs nonākam pie nākošās tehnikas, un tā ir visnotaļ dīvaini,
And
nepieciešams
the thing to think about here
Un tā lieta, kas šeit
is that all sentient beings have been your mum.
ka visi sūtošās būtnes ir
This
bijuši
is
mūsu
hilarious
mātes.
for us.
Un tas ir priekš mums ir diezgan
And the thinking here is this:
tā domāšanas ķēdīša
given
ir
that
tā,
there are countless sentient beings,
ņemot vairāk, kad neskatām daudzūtošu būtni,
and they're all beginningless,
un viņām visām nav sākuma.
you've met countless times,
Mēs esam satikušies
it
neskatām
has to be
reizi,
logically get your calculator.
tad to var izdarīt
There's one
valsts.
big enough to do this calculation.
Tie ir tāds kalkulators, kas var veikt šādus aprēķinus.
So we're focusing here on not just that we've all met countless times, but they've been my mother countless times.
Tad mēs šeit fokusējamies uz to, ka nesam tikai,
So what's the
ne
point
tikai
of that?
satikušies, neskatām daudz reizes, bet viņiem bijis neskatām daudz
So
reizes.
again,
mātes.
it's just this Asian thing,
Un tā ir šī Āzijā parastā lieta.
You take as an example a person who's nurtured you and taken care of you.
Mēs vienkārši izvēlamies cilvēku, kas ir par mums ļoti, ļoti rūpējies.
A mother's a good example.
Un māte šeit ir ļoti
Now, I don't know
apspējams.
about in Latvia, but in many countries people can't stand their mothers.
Es nezinu, kā Latvijā, bet daudzās valstīs cilvēki ienīst savas
They believe
mātes.
their mothers cause all their suffering.
Un cilvēki tic, ka mātes ir viņu
So
problēmas
this is
causamies.
a weird thing to think about.
Un tā ir dīvaina lieta, par ko domāt.
The thinking here is to expand your mind.
Bet tā loģika šeit ir paplašināt savu prātu.
Once you've got that spacious view, you then go to the next one, which is thinking about the kindness of the mother.
Un, kad mums ir šāds plašs atvērts skatījums, tad mēs varam pārdomāt par to, cik laipni ir bijusi māte.
Well, I think we should clarify a few of our terms here.
Un šķiet arī te vajadzētu paskaidrot nedaudz.
When we think of kind person,
Kad mēs runājam par laipni cilvēku,
first we think a person's kind by definition when they do what my attachment wants. Think about it.
mēs domājam, ka laipnis cilvēks ir tāds, kas dara to, ko man pieķeršanās grib. Padomājam par to.
That's what we usually mean.
Tas ir tas, ko
They're
mēs
kind to
parasti
me
saprotam.
and do what I want.
Viņi ir laipni pret mani un dara to, ko es gribu.
That's what we mean.
Tas ir tas, ko mēs ar to saprotam.
Another way we use the word,
Kāds ir
we think of a certain person,
Mēs
we
varētu
might know them.
domāt, ka ir tāds
And
noteikts
we can say,
cilvēks.
oh, she's such a kind person.
Un mēs varam teikt, viņš ir tik jauks
And we can see it even
cilvēks.
by their demeanour,
Bet mēs varētu
their
redzēt
way they act in their life.
to, kā viņi rīkojas savā dzīvē,
They're very sweet and kind to others.
ka viņi ir ļoti laipni pret citiem.
We also mean that by being kind, don't we? Those two meanings, I think.
Arī ar to mēs saprotam vārdu laipnis.
So then we think the mother has been kind.
Un tad mēs domājam, ka māte ir bijusi laipna.
So obviously if all sentient beings have been my mother, then they've all been kind to me. That's the logic here.
Dabīgi, ja visi jūtošās būtnes ir bijuši mans mātes.
But just to think of our mother who has been kind.
Bet ir jāpadomā, ka mūsu māte ir
It
bijusi
might
laipna.
work for us.
Varbūt tas mums
Our mother might be an alcoholic.
Varbūt mūsu māte ir
It
alkohola.
was a lousy mother.
Un bija slikta māte.
So it puzzles us to think, what do you mean she's kind? She wasn't kind.
Un tad mēs varam būt atlikuši, ko tu domā, kas
So then-
māte laipna, viņa bija
So
laipna.
then the real point here is to think of someone who's nurtured you, who's looked after you, who fed you, who gave birth to you, who's taken care of you, which is the usual idea of a mother,
Bet šeit tā doma ir domāt par to, kurš ir ļoti rūpējies par jums, barojis jūs, devis jums šo ķermeni.
And I think there's all sorts of, once we start to look into this, even I think of my mother.
Labi, es padomāšu par savu māti.
My mother was like everyone else.
Man māte,
She
viņa
was
mums
neurotic.
apkārt visiem citiem
Had
neurotiski.
depression,
Depresija,
attachment,
pieķeršanos.
like everyone else. Part of our problem is,
Tā ir no mūsu problēmas.
because we have the view that mummy made me,
Tā kā mēs domājam, ka māte mūs radīja,
we have this deep instinctive belief that she has to somehow be perfect.
mums ir šis dziļais instinktīvais skatījums, ka viņai kaut kādā veidā
And indeed, and when we're very little,
Un patiešām, kad mēs
we
esam
do believe mummy's perfect.
mēs ticam, ka māte ir perfekta.
I remember the day I realised she wasn't perfect. It was quite shocking.
Es atceros to dienu, kad es sapratu, ka
Really,
viņa
it
nav
was quite
perfekta,
an
un tas
intense
bija
moment.
visnotaļ spēcīgs šokējošs moments.
And maybe I was 11 or something.
Man bija kā 11 gadu
I
varbūt.
think people are divorcing their mothers at the age of 2 already. I think they're already suing their mothers and divorcing them and all that.
Šķiet, kad cilvēki ieslūdz jau savas mātes 2 gadu vecumā.
Right. So because we have this view that mummy made me,
Tā kā mums ir šis skatījums,
an
kad
assumption she should be perfect,
māte mums vadīs viņai jau perfektai,
then of course we're shattered when we do grow up and discover that she's less than perfect.
tad, protams, mēs jūtamies sagrauti, kad mēs atklājam, ka viņa nav perfekta.
So then we get to 13 and 14, we start getting rebellious, or whatever age you get rebellious at.
Un tīņu gados mēs sākam dumpoties,
Hating our mother.
ienīst savu māti,
So it gets all so complicated in our minds,
un tad mūsu prātā rodas
And then
grūtības.
many of us never change that. We always continue to hate our mother. Some people
Un
do. Very
daži
few.
cilvēki neizmaina šo skatījumu un turpina ienīst savus mātes.
So that I think even within that fact, that you think your mother's the cause of all your suffering and that she is indeed neurotic, there's still excellent ways to think. It's a really good exercise to purposely go beyond the usual view and think of how she has been kind.
Un pat tajā gadījumā, ja mēs ienīstam savu māti un patiešām viņa ir bijusi neurotiska, pat tajā situācijā ir lieliska situācija, ir lielisks veids, kā atkāpties no tā un redzēt, cik tomēr viņa ir bijusi laimīga.
Because when we remember, that the reason we're so angry with our mummy is because of our attachment. We've got to realise that.
Jo mums jāatcerās, ka tas iemesls, kāpēc mēs tā naidojamies ar savu māti, ir mūsu pieķeršanās.
One of the main functions of attachment is like a junkie expectation.
Un pieķeršanās viena no funkcijām ir atkarīgā gaidas,
Especially with the mother.
jo sevišķi pret māti.
Absolutely unquestioned, massive assumption that she must do only what I want. It's her job.
Tas pilnīgi pamata pieņēmums, ka viņas uzdevums ir darīt to, ko es gribu.
So it's shocking when my attachment doesn't do what it wants with my money, isn't it?
Un tad man pieķeršanās dabūja šoku, kad māte nedara to, ko es gribu.
So having done all this work in the wisdom wing,
Un kad mēs esam paveikuši visu
we're able to look more objectively at our mother,
mēs spējam paraudzīties daudz objektīvāk
having already got some equanimity.
kad mums jau ir zināma vienlīdzības sajūta,
We can now see that the view we have is just attachment view, aversion's view.
kad mēs varam redzēt, ka tas mūsu skatījums ir vienkārši parasti
And I
pieķeršanās.
think of my mother,
Un kad es domāju par savu
when I was mad at her, I thought of all the bad things.
kad es uz viņu dusmojos, es domāju par visam sliktiem
She
lietām.
allowed my father to abuse us, for example, which she did.
Ka viņi ļauj mūsu tēvam darīt mums pāri,
She should have left him.
ka viņai vajadzēja viņu
She was
pamest,
a lousy housekeeper,
ka viņa bija slikta
which
mājasemniece,
she was.
kas viņa bija.
She was a good musician.
Viņa bija laba
She was
mūziķa,
a musician, a pianist and a singer,
viņa bija laba
but a
dziedātāja,
lousy housekeeper.
bet slikta mājasemniece.
She'd leave us, she was always rushing, she used to run the family. My father's a bit of an old hippie, he's a bit useless.
Mūsu tēvs bija vecs hipijs.
I love my father.
Man patīk mans
He's
tēvs.
very creative.
Viņš bija ļoti
He
radošs.
was a bit of a, he sexually abused some of his daughters.
Viņš seksuāli aizskāra savas
Oh no,
meitas.
I totally forgive him, I love my father.
Bet es viņu piedevu, es viņu mīlēju.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a bit, a lot of drama.
Bet tur bija visnotaļ liela
He
drāma.
hung out in his club all day, drinking alcohol and playing snooker.
Tad viņš pavadīja visas dienas bārā, pēlējot snookeru.
My mother would run around trying to earn the money, playing, teaching music and then running the family business, the printing business that my father had started, if I let it drop.
Tad man māte bija mūziķa, kas turpināja arī to biznesu, ko tēvs bija iesācis, bet pēc tam
So the poor mother worked day and night.
Un tad man māte darbojās dienu un nakti.
So, when I'm sitting, in the beginning I was mad when I was younger, then now I see that the fact that she was depressed and unhappy and confused,
Bet tagad es spēju redzēt, ka tas fakts, kāpēc viņa bija depresijā, nomā.
there's all the more reason to thank her for her kindness, because she had to work extra hard, didn't she?
Tas ir tikai papildus faktors, kāpēc viņa pateikties, jo viņa bija jāstrādā vēl daudz smagāk.
She was always completely altogether.
Uh,
She sent us to the best Catholic convent in Melbourne. She sent us to the best Catholic convent in
Viņa
Melbourne.
aizsūtīja mūs uz labāko
I think she still owes the
katoļu
bills.
skolu Melburnā.
I think she still owes the bills 50 years ago.
Šķiet, ka viņai joprojām ir tie
She's
rēķini.
dead. But so she'd leave us there sometimes at 5 in the afternoon, 6 in the afternoon, we were waiting there for her to come and pick us up because we were too poor to get the bus.
Un mēs gaidījām viņu 5-6 vakarā, jo mēs bijām pārāk nabadzīgi, lai gaidītu autobusu.
So she was a disaster.
Tad viņa bija nelaimīgā
And she was
stāvoklī.
very funny. We'd be so embarrassed because we went to this posh convent.
Un tā kā mēs devāmies uz šo labo
All the posh
skolu,
girls lived in the posh suburbs.
un visas smokās meitenes dzīvoja smalkos
And I
rajonos,
went to one of their houses once.
un es reiz devos uz
And I thought I was in a hospital. It was so clean.
vienas no viņas mājām, un es domāju, ka es esmu slimnīcā, jo viss
And
bija
I
tik
was
tīrs,
kind of depressed.
un es jutos nomāk.
And then one of these girls came to our house one time and I was so embarrassed.
Un viena no
How
šīm
many posh
meitenēm
girls?
ieradās, no šīm smalkajām meitenēm ieradās mūsu mājā.
And years later, she saw us and she said, "Oh, Robina, we love going to your house. You were so bohemian."
Un gadiem vēlāk, kad es viņu satiku, viņa teica, ka viņa ļoti mīlēja doties uz mūsu māju, jo jūs bijat tik bohēmistiski.
And my mother was a musician, my father was a writer.
Man māte bija mūzika, tās bija rakstnieks.
We wrote all over the walls.
Mēs rakstījām uz sienām.
We were bohemian. We just thought it was dirty.
Nemaz nedomāju, ka turpmēģināt nepierīt.
Anyway, watch it. So then I think of my mother. You know, if I think of it even too much now, I'll burst into tears. You know, and I was not very kind to her then, I promise you.
Ja es ļoti spēcīgi pārdomāju par māti, tad es sāku raudāt, jo es nebiju ļoti laipni pret viņu toreiz.
She never stopped trying to do the best thing for us.
Un viņa faktiski nekad nebeidz
Worked
darboties
day and night.
mūsu labā dienu un nakti.
Never stopped. Every minute of her life.
Ne brīdi.
For all her babies.
Visu savu bērnu labā.
So how could you not think she was kind?
Un tad kā varētu nedomāt, ka viņa nebija laipna?
You know yourself, if you're a mother.
Mēs zinām, tie, kas ir
Or even
mātes,
just a friend.
vai pat, ja mēs
And someone's turned against you.
Un, ja kāds
It's like
mums
beyond
pateiks,
heartbreaking, isn't it?
tas ir sirdi salauzoši,
Because all they remember is the bad things.
jo mēs vienmēr atceramies sliktās
They don't
lietas
see the good. They don't remember the good things anymore.
un aizmirstam par sliktajām.
That's all you got to do with your mum.
Un tāpat ir arī mūsu māte
Remember the good things.
jāatcerās labāk.
And I mean, she gave birth to me. She held me in her stomach, you know, in her belly for only 7 months. I came out early.
Tad mūsu māte turēja mūsu savā vēderā 9 vai 7 mēnešus, kā šajā gadījumā.
Yeah, impatient, I suppose.
Šķiet, ka es biju
And then
nepacietīgi.
she fed me, you know, on her breast, looked after me on her breast, you know,
Tad viņa baroja mani pie savām krūtīm,
put up with me.
sadzīvoja
I
mani.
mean, if I'd been my mother, I would have killed me.
Ja es būtu mana māte, es sev nogalinātu.
Educated me.
Izglītoja
She
mani,
taught me singing.
iemācīja mani
She was
dziedāt.
my music guru.
Viņa bija man mūzikas guru.
I mean, how could I not think she's kind?
Kā es
It's
varētu
view, it's
nedomāt,
view, it's view, it's view.
ka viņa vai
Attachment only sees the good things.
pieķeršanās redz
As soon as she doesn't
lietas.
do the things that your attachment wants, you see the bad things.
Un tik līdz jūs pieķeršanās nedabūtu to, ko tā grib, tā redz tikai sliktās lietas.
So I've all seen here beings that have been my mother.
Un visjūtākās būtu
They're all
bijušas
bad.
manas mātes, un viņas visas ir tā
That's the
rūpējušās par mani. Tā
Okay,
loģika.
it's a vast, insane view, I agree.
Un tas ir ļoti plašs redzējums.
Now, let's say your mother gave you away.
Un, teiksim, ja
We
jūs
would think for sure my mother was not kind.
māte būtu jūs kaut kur atdevusi, tad mēs domājam, ka mūsu māte
But
ir
I always use
laimīga.
an example of one of my sisters. I hope she never knows, I'll keep using this example.
Bet te es izmantoju piemēru ar savu vienu no savām
When she was
māsām,
17, it was in the 60s, she got pregnant.
kad viņa 60 gados palika stāvoklī, viņam bija 17 gadi.
And she wasn't married.
Viņa tajā brīdī nebija
So
precējusies.
by that point, I and 2 of my sisters already had abortions.
Tajā brīdī man un vienai no māsām jau bija aborti.
I was a wild hippie at that point.
Es biju traka hipieta.
So we said, oh, do you have an abortion? Come on.
Un tad mēs mudinājām viņu uz abortu,
You know, she refused.
bet viņa
She
atteicās.
didn't want to kill her baby.
Viņa nevēlējās nogalināt savu bērnu.
So she gave it away.
Un tad viņa atdeva
So
to.
her heart broke. All her years, then she had about 5 miscarriages.
Viņas sirds no tā lūza, un pēc tam viņai bija 5 neiznāsāt
So
bērnu.
all I know is this girl, you know, Judy met her again in the mid-80s when there were mothers and adopted children got to meet each other. Legally, the laws changed in Australia.
Un kad 80. gados Austrālijā likuma mainījās un adoptētie bērni satiks
And
savus
she met this
vecākus.
girl.
Un viņi satika šo
And
meiteni.
so she was so blissed out to meet her.
Viņa bija tik lielā
But
sātā.
the girl rejected her again.
Bet
She was
tā
mad at her, you know.
meiteni viņa atraidīja.
So
Viņa
Judy,
bija
all I know is
nikna.
Judy decided, the point is, Judy decided she wouldn't kill this baby. She wouldn't abort it.
Bet tiesa nolēma, ka viņa neveic abortu.
So you think this girl should be crying every day with happiness that she's got a life.
Tad faktiski šai meitenei vajadzētu raudāt no
Yeah, Judy
laimes,
gave her away.
kad viņa
But
netika
she didn't
nogalināta.
take her, she didn't kill her.
Kad
That should never stop. Then you should be crying with gratitude to your mother every day. She didn't abort you.
un tāpēc būtu jārauda no laimes katru dienu, ka jūs māti
Of course, you
jūs
think so.
neabortējat. Bet kurš tā domā? Neviens nezina.
Anyway, another 20 years later, now Judy's 60 and the girl's 40. Judy's met her again and she's got her grandchildren, so I'm very happy for her.
Un tad vēl pēc 11 gadiem, kad māsa satika to bērnu, kur viņa
Anyway,
atbrauca prom.
Judy's a chiropractor. Judy's a chiropractor.
Jodija ir ķiropraktiķe,
But now since she was 50, she became a lawyer.
un no 50 gadiem viņa...
Ja tā, ka viņai bija 50 gadi, viņa kļuva par juristu.
Jā,
Okay. And right now she's full on exposing the Catholic Church for all their the way they mistreated all the sexual abuse of boys and girls.
un viņa šobrīd ir aizņemta ar tā pierādīšanu, ka katoļu baznīca izturas seksuāli izmanto bērnus.
Anyway, whatever. So then kindness of your mother, okay?
Tad vienkārši atceramies savas mācības.
So there's another approach here. Tibetans all say is even
You didn't finish when they met when the girl was 40 and your sister was 60.
I did. I just said that they met again and she's met her grandchildren and they're having again.
Tagad satikās 40 un 60 gadu vecumā māte
Well,
meitu, tad
yes.
bija abas laimīgas.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so there's another approach. The Tibetans, this approach says is even a more dramatic, more radical way to see kindness of others. And the point of all this is to want to repay the kindness. The next step is I must repay their kindness. We're taking ourselves incrementally, each step, opening the heart more and more.
Un man vēl tālāks skatījums, kas ir tiešām, ka mēs tikai redzam viņus kā laipni, bet vēlamies atmaksāt viņām citām no tiešām būtnēm viņu laipnību.
So this approach is, and this seems more bizarre initially,
Un šī pieeja, kas sākotnēji šķiet daudz neparastāk,
that all sentient beings are kind to me.
ka visas jūtošana būtu ielaimes pret
The
mani.
logic of this.
Un kāda te ir loģika?
Well, it's really taking the teachings on interdependence.
Un tad te ir nepieciešams, lai mēs saprastu
So the idea is
mācības. Un tā ideja,
everything we use that facilitates our lives,
ka viss, ko mēs izmantojam savā dzīvē,
everything,
viss,
cups, a
Glazes,
chair, clothing,
krēsls,
underskirt,
ā, svārki,
the food, the
ēdiens,
floor, the carpet, the building, the
pakāps,
lights, the heating,
siltums,
the food,
gaismas, ēdiens.
everything that facilitates your life, the tram,
Viss, kas uztur jūsu dzīvi,
everything
pilnīgi
is
viss.
the handiwork of sentient beings. It's a
Yeah,
simple
no.
way to put it.
Citu jūtošiem būtu radīts.
Now, intellectually, we know this perfectly well.
Intelektuāli to mēs ļoti labi
This is
saprotam.
not complicated.
Tas nav grūti.
But experientially, who cares?
Bet pieredze ziņā, kas par to
Because we see everything through the filter of, again, attachment.
Jo mēs visu redzam caur pieķeršanās filtru.
I know, so I know, like I always think, I use my robes as an example.
Es izmantoju savus mūķinas rāmtus kā piemēru.
It's usually I buy it in India
Es tās parasti
or Nepal, and it's usually 60% polyester, 40% cotton.
Vai Nepālā tās parasti ir 60% kokļumu un 40%
But they say cotton's so expensive now, they're using a thing called viscose. I don't know whether it's natural or unnatural, I wouldn't know. I know it's very hard to wash. Viscose.
Un tiek teikts, ka kokļumu ir tik dārgi, ka tiek izmantot viskos tās vietā.
Now, okay, I see these are my ridiculous clothes, my medieval clothing,
Un šīs ir mans viduslaiku ietērps,
but I know I want them just how I want them.
bet es zinu, ka es...
It's very distressing to me. I lost my Zen, this is Zen, and I lost the one that matches this, and look, they're wrong colours. Look, it's so distressing to me. I see it. I'm really offended. Look at this, completely different colours.
Es zinu,
Did you notice?
No.
Yes, there you go.
Tad es pazaudēju to savu iemīļoto gabalu, un tagad man tā vietā ir tādas krāsas gabali, kas
I'm
nestāmas.
really offended, by this. I know I lost this. I was living in taxis and cars and planes, so my friend in Sydney gave me this one.
Un tad es daudz ceļoju pa lidmašīnām, takšiem un tā tālāk, tad nezinu, kur es atstāju.
I only had one set.
Man ir tikai viens komplekts.
Maybe whatever. So when I buy my cloth,
Tad es pērku savu
I go
drēbes.
down to they call it Tahiti, this section in Kathmandu.
Es dodos uz Katmandu rajonu, kas
All the cloth guys are,
un tur ir viss
sitting in
drēbes.
a little covered shop,
Tur ir
all the
veikali
bolts of cloth.
ar drēbju.
So what
kastēm.
causes me to even go shopping?
Un tad kas man
Think
vispār
about
liek
it, it's very simple, it's to get what I want.
doties tur iepērkties
So I'm looking for the colour that suits me,
vēlēšanās dabūt to, ko es
and
gribu.
I feel it,
Tad es
check the
izmeklēju
label,
to krāsu, ko es
and if it's
vēlos,
nice, and it
pārbaudu,
suits my needs,
un ja tā ir jauka un
and it gives me a good price,
piemērot, un viņš ir
I'll say
labi
thank
cena.
you, you're very
Es saku,
kind,
Paldies, tas ļoti laipns,
but only because I'm getting what I want.
bet tikai tāds, ka es dabūju, ko es gribu.
I see it all as, again, as I see it, like with a friend, enemy, stranger, or sentient beings, I see it through the filter of my needs.
Tāpat kā ar draugu ienaidnieku un svešinieku, es to redzu caur manu vajadzību filtru.
So I kind of have aversion for this,
Un tad man nepatīk par
and
šo.
it sort of annoys me when I see it,
Un tas manī kaitē.
because it doesn't match this.
Jo tas nesaprast ar
This is the cloth I want.
Tas ir tas audums, ko es
This is neither the cloth nor the colour.
Tas nav nec tas
So I'm
audums, tas tā
annoyed.
krāsa. Tā kā man tas
But you kind of get my point here. It's a simple example.
Bet jūs, es domāju, uztarat man
Now, if I'm trying to cultivate this other view,
sakāmo, bet ja es cenšos
I was just burst into tears every time I saw them, because I see the work of all the sentient beings who did it. I cry with compassion.
Tad es katru reizi, kad ieraudzīju šo, raudāt laimes asars,
They talk about the bodhisattva, the always crying bodhisattva.
jo tas ir citjūtošu būtņu darbs, un tad tiek runāts par vienmēr raudošo bodhisattvu.
anytime he saw anything,
Katru reizi, kad viņš
He burst
ierakstīja
into
ko,
tears.
viņš izplūda
because
asarās.
all he could see was all the work that people did.
Jo viss, ko viņš redzēja, bija tas darbs, ko bija
Now this is a
ieguldījis.
scientific fact.
Un faktiski tas zināms,
People did make this cloth.
cilvēki izveido šīs
Whatever
drēbes,
viscose is, don't ask me.
lai kas arī ir
They
viskos.
got it, picked it, grew it, chemistry, plot, I don't know, whatever.
Viņi to izaudzēja, lai izproducēja ķīmijas
And they made it
laboratorijā.
in the factory, you know.
Tad,
People,
rūpnīcā.
human beings, just like you and me with constipation, depression.
Cilvēki tādi paši kā mēs un jūs ar
You
aizcietējiem
know, and
depresijām.
then you go around, you buy the thread.
Tad jūs dabūjat to.
And it used to be in India, the thread would turn white after the first wash.
Indijā mēdz būt tā, ka tas audums pēc pirmās mazgāšanas paliek balts.
So kind people have made it sort of, you know, what do you call it, permanent or whatever they call it.
Cilvēku laimības rezultātā tā krāsa paliek nemainīga.
And then the tailor, you know, the tailor had to do it exactly as I wanted it.
Un tad drēbniekam tas bija jāpušie tieši tā, kā es to vēlējos. Tik garam.
And these shirts, this is a donka.
Un to
And I'll never get a donka that fits. These are made for boys' chests, not girls, I tell you.
šo augšējo nolā sauc par donku.
So there always usually a big hole here and the girls' bits pop out. So you've got to kind of adjust it to the tailor, you get it just right.
Tad puišu šī augšējā daļa ir nepiemērota meitenēm, jo
And this
tad
blue
jūs
thing here
redzam
is not
zināmas
just the
daļas.
right blue.
Un tad tāds drēbniekam ir
You get my point, okay?
un jābūt īstajā
This is how we see the world.
Un tam
So we're prepared to thank a person, and oh yeah, they were kind, but not really, he wasn't that kind though.
Tad mēs parasti domājam, ka, jā, varbūt viņš bija laipns, bet ne jau tik
But all
laipns.
this is a view, and you know, it's just a view, it's a view, people. Everything is a viewpoint.
Bet atkal viss ir tikai skatījums.
Because we've got attachment as a viewpoint deeply ingrained.
Un tā kā pieķeršanās ir mūsu
We've
skatījums, kas ļoti
perfected
dziļš,
the view of attachment.
mēs esam padarījuši perfektu šo
This is
pieķeršanās
Buddha's
skatījumu.
continuous point.
Tas ir tas, ko mums
What's in here
tas, kas ir šeit,
causes what's out there
izsauc to, kas ir tur ārā,
to appear as this or that.
lai tas parādītos tā vai citādi.
So you know, let's say you look at you see, you know, you go into a second-hand shop to buy a piece of art.
Tad mēs varētu doties uz,
No, sorry, you go over to my mummy's house to look at a piece of art on the wall.
doties uz mātes māju, lai paraudzītos uz mākslas
You
darbu.
know, and you'll see a piece. You might look at that one and go, oh, that's a bit boring.
Un tad varētu raudzīties un domāt, tas ir
But my mother sees it.
Kad man māte to
And
redz,
because it's my sister Polly who painted it, because my sister Polly's a painter.
tā kā mana māsa Polīta un bija
My mother
uzmanības,
won't care if it's good art or bad art.
mana māte neuztrauktos vai tā
When she
labais
looks at it,
ir
what does
māksla.
she see?
Tad, kad viņi to redz, ko viņi
Her
redz,
Polly.
viņas
Her little
Polīta,
heart beats for her Polly.
viņas citās savas Polītas.
Everyone might criticise it as crummy art. Polly might get a bad review, you know.
Polī varētu dabūt slikts atsauksmes par šo mākslas
I
darbu.
mean, she's got an exhibition coming in a week or so.
Un starp citu viņiem
I'm
būs
dead now, so-
pētniecības
But
izstāde.
my mother would, would fiercely defend Polly's art.
Bet mana māte
Because it's her
dedzīgi
Polly. She just sees
aizstāvē
her Polly. Her heart beats when she sees it. But you just see boring old art.
savas meitas mākslu, bet kad jūs redzētu šo mākslu, tad varbūt
You see
jūs
my point?
domāt kaut ko
It's all
labāk.
view.
Tas ir tikai skatījums.
It's view, you know.
Skatījums.
So we're talking view here. Changing our view from attachment and self-centered me, to this other view of the Bodhisattva that sees everything as a handiwork of all sentient beings whom one wishes to help.
Te mēs redzam, runājam par savu skatījumu mainīšanu no visu laiku es uz Bodhisattvas redzējumu, kad visi jūtošās
Again,
būs
this is not complicated like that.
vērtīgas un darbojas mūsu labā. Un tas atkal nav nekas sarežģīts kā tukšums.
You don't just squeeze your brain, or squeeze your heart.
Te nav jāsaspiež savas
But it is your mind. You've got to think it.
Te ir jāiesaist
It won't
savas
come
sirds.
naturally. Oh, wow, second brain.
Tas var nākt dabīgi. Mēs redzam, ka te ir
You've got to
jūtošās
analyze,
darbs. Tas ir
remember.
jāanalizē, jāatcerās.
So just, you're sitting in the supermarket impatient because the lines for the queue's too long.
Mēs varam stāvēt supermarketā garā rindā.
You just have to remember the kindness of all the people, the things in your shoe, you burst into tears again, all the things in your bag, you know.
Vienkārši jāizpūst asarās par tām daudziem lietām, kas ir jūsu
And the
priekšgrozījumā.
kind girl at the counter,
Um,
calculating.
Pret laipno meiteni, kas ir pie kases
And the kind people who made the machine.
un pie jaukiem
Made
cilvēkiem.
scanners.